All right, we are dropping into the final part of this audio project. So we're really just putting everything back together at this point, putting the um, door panels back on, trunk back in, mounting all the speakers, putting the wiring together, all that fun stuff. So this is the home stretch. All right, so now that we have everything apart, we're going to start putting things back together. So we're going to be dropping these Polk Audio DB, I think they're 57s or something. But these are just a 5.7 coaxial two-way in the rear deck. I had these in my V6. I kept them around. They were kind of cheap, but they sounded decent enough. And from my understanding of audio stuff, which is not a ton, the rear deck speakers honestly don't provide a ton of sound to the car. Really, I mean, they're pointed up at the back glass, so you can see how that's not doing much for you. But these should drop right in. Ugh. The back seat of these is miserable. Bam. And there's going to be holes that are going to line up with enough of these holes in these that you should just be able to run some screws down in here. So there's one there. That'll work. This one, not quite lined up, but there's enough that you can mount at least 3 holes without having to drill anything to get these in here. So that'll be fine. I'm going to leave this wiring harness on here for now. Not because I need it, but because the positive and the negative on these speakers is not labeled. So I at least know which one is which, because I don't think I have the instructions anymore. Before we put these in, we're going to be, I'm going to putting some Dynamat around these holes. I bought a big kit from Amazon, and that'll just kind of help with some of the sound and the vibration on this rear deck. All right, so here's the Dynamat stuff. This is from Amazon. I don't know why it's blue, but it is. So we're going to be using a fair bit of this throughout this installation. It's just sticky on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this off, and I'm going to lay it right over the top of this hole, cut off the excess, cut the hole out, and that should work, hopefully. Okay, so we have the speaker kind of mounted in here. A couple pro tips. I actually took these mounting screws and ran them up through the Dynamat on the other side so I could figure out where the pre-drilled holes were already. Secondary pro tip, nice little mirror, extendable mirror is going to be your friend. That way you can see if you have a hole lined up or not. I have 3 of 4 that should fit in the brackets. I might just run the other one through the sheet metal. It should be fine. 1 extra hole is not going to kill anything. Secondary pro tip, because of how the back of glass is in here, one of these 90-degree right angle drivers, I got this from Lowe's, I want to say. It's a Cobalt. But one of these is going to be money. It's like a little ratchet, essentially. But you can't really fit a normal screwdriver in here. So this is going to be money to run these down in. So I'm going to get these in here, and then we'll do the other side, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we are officially at the stage of wiring this thing, and what we're needing to do now is figure out where I can mount this crossover for the door speakers. So what we need to do is find somewhere on the door where we can mount this box that it won't be in the way of the plastic. So it's looking like I probably have 2 options. One, I could probably put it right there, kind of behind the door handle, somewhere in that ballpark. Or 2, I can most likely put it in between these 2 clips on the door, somewhere in that ballpark. Really, you just need enough room that it's not going to interfere with mounting the door, which I don't think it will either way. So we're going to go over here and look at the door, see what we think. So zoom out a little here. Like I said, basically I can either put it, you know, roughly something like that, or roughly something like that. Now, my only concern with this spot is that might be in the way of the cable for the door handle. So I'm thinking over here might be the better option. And then I pulled this skin off. So if we look, what we can do is if we can mount this somewhere. Now that we look at the metal, you can see there's not really metal right there. So that's problematic. So we're going to want to figure out where we can put this thing. The other option is you can mount it in the car. I pulled this kick panel off. That's where your ECU is in these cars. So there's not really anywhere to put it in terms of in that kick panel. So I'm thinking the door is going to be the option. I mean, I guess I could put it like behind the glove box or something, but I don't really want to do that. So let's see what we can come up with. So I think I'm going to actually try and mount it right here. Essentially in between these two door clips. There's a flat chunk of metal right there. There's a hole right there. I can run my input wires down into the door for. There's another hole for where this factory wiring comes out. In there, I can run my mid. That's going to go to the speakers down here. And then I can just run my tweeters right along with this factory tweeter wire and just kind of zip tie the two together. And that should mount everything up nice and neatly. I actually think I'm going to try and double-sided tape these rather than put screws in. We'll see if that holds as I have it sitting here for a little bit. If not, we'll run some set screws in. But I think that'll work. Obviously, the other reason for taping is I want to make sure that my door panel is actually going to fit over this before I mount that permanently. Pro tip. If you're trying to fish wires through something that's a little bit difficult, get yourself a wire coat hanger, tape your wires to the end of the coat hanger, and then because this is stiff, you can use it to run your wires. So this is how I'm actually running my wires through this door grommet, whatever you want to call this thing, into the inside of the car. I need both hands, but you get the idea. You just take that wire and just kind of shove it through whatever you need. Get the hanger on the other side, and then you can just pull the wires through. It works pretty well. We are officially wiring, and I have a hot mess going on, but basically this is going to be all my wiring that's going to need to go either to this side of the car or to the head unit. So we have RCAs for the door speakers in the rear. We have RCAs for the sub. We have speaker cable for the door, and this other blue one. That's going to be our remote turn on wire. I think it's going to go from the head unit to the amp. So basically what we're doing, pulled this kick panel off, pulled this stuff off. We're going to run it underneath the carpet. I already got a couple wires. Those are for my backup camera. And it's going to run over this little bulkhead for the rear seat, kind of over the wheel well, up and through there. There's a little hole right here I ran it through, and then over this it's just going to kind of keep it up out of the way, and then you can see it all comes down into the trunk. So that's all going to go to the amp, which is going to be mounted somewhere in that ballpark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start kind of connecting some stuff, see how much wire I need really, and then start cleaning this up. And I'm actually going to wrap all of these wires up with some Tesa tape so it's a little more manageable and there's not just a rat nest of wires going on. The only other thing I need to do wiring wise is I need to run the speaker wire to the door on the other side, and then run the power to the battery ground to a ground point in the back. So we got like half the car done wiring wise. Okay, we're starting to get close to turning this thing on.
Got most of my wires ran. I just got to make one more for the back deck speaker. Start plugging stuff in. I got to find a place for my ground. And then I got to hook up my power wire. And then we're going to turn this on, make sure everything works correctly before we start buttoning things back up and putting everything back together. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to run our power wire through that firewall grommet right there. You can see there's a couple things coming through it already. There's some wiring for my gauges and my fuel pump system. So we're going to try and shove that through there as well. And we got our power wire ran, so there's my fusible link. There wasn't really any good place to attach it, so it's just there for now. That might move somewhere else eventually. It's just double-sided taped onto the fender well. Wire loomed up, ran over to my battery terminal there. Not the cleanest, but is what it is. I did not end up using those terminals you saw in the beginning, just as an FYI. But then it basically just runs down underneath the kick panel to the back of the car there. All right, ignore my mess of wires in the trunk because we got to clean this up. But we have everything wired together. Turned the car on. We tested the amp. Everything works correctly. Sub works, all that fun stuff. So now we're just kind of putting everything back together. Changed our mind on the crossover mounting. We had it there. We're going to put it in front of the door handle because there's enough space there, and I kind of just like zip tied it to the wiring harness. This spot wouldn't let the panel get flush up against the door, but there's a decent amount of room right there. So we're going to do a little dynamat on the doors, clean up some of this wiring stuff. I'm going to mount the amp and starting to put things back together rather than apart. And a couple things in terms of kind of wire management. So I'm going to be using these things to mount both the wiring to that plastic ABS sheet for the amp to kind of clean it up. So all they are is they're double-sided tape mounting pads that you can run a zip tie through. So basically you stick it on, you put your zip tie through those little holes, zip tie it up, call it a day. And a little Tesa tape. This is kind of like electrical tape, but it's not adhesive. It actually just sticks to itself. So I'm going to be using this to kind of wrap all my wires up that are going to be running through the car. It just makes for a cleaner install. It's not really a necessary thing. It's just something I like to do. So there you go. Links down below. All right, so I've added just a little bit of sound matting to the door. Kind of lean more so towards the speaker area, down there, a little bit on the other side and the bottom. I'm not matting the whole door for two reasons. One, this thing is some sort of like water vapor seal, so I want to still be able to get it to stick on the door. And if you cover it in doormat, you won't be able to get it to stick unless you tape it on, which I mean, I guess is fine. And then also, I don't want to add like 10 pounds to the doors. So I'm going to put this back together and then we're going to mat the trunk, which I am going to do pretty much the whole trunk. We're close to being done here. So I have my trunk carpet, but in the middle of this thing is just really flimsy cardboard. And I know my buddy Taylor's going to make fun of my flip-flops. Fuck you, Taylor. So what I've done is we're doing a little cardboard tracing again here. And I've made myself a rough cardboard template of covering up this spare tire hole so that it doesn't just sink in. Previously, there's no spare tire in this car. When I bought it, I didn't have one. I don't think it would fit over my front brakes anyways. But we're going to use this. Follow me. So I went through quite a bit of things trying to figure out what I could use for this because it's kind of a weird size. So I needed something that was 4 foot by 4 foot. And a lot of the plywood that you can buy is either 2 foot by 4 foot or 4 foot by 8 foot. So the spare tire hole is like 36 inches across or something like that, or long, one of the two. So this is actually a piece of flooring underlayment. It's not terribly flimsy, not terribly sturdy, fairly lightweight. It's like 10 bucks at Home Depot. So we're gonna use this to cut myself with the jigsaw a little spare tire cover piece so that things aren't just falling straight into that hole. All right, then all we're doing now, there's my template. I went ahead and traced around the template. I made it a little too big. That's intentional. It's better I make it too big than too small. Then we're just gonna bust out the jigsaw and cut out my line here, test fit that. I'm probably gonna have to cut it down a little bit, but like I said, I'd rather it's too big than too small. So, all right, that's pretty well what I need roughed in. I'm able to kind of shove it underneath this trunk panel here. Gives me some support to that hole. So I'm just gonna hit the edges with the sander because the jigsaw kind of tore up this thin board pretty good, but that should be pretty good. All right, we're starting to get everything buttoned up here. Got the door panel back on, got the back seat all finished back up. Just got to do the other side, and then we're gonna mat the trunk, and then we're pretty much done, and we'll replay that video for you and see what we think of the sound comparatively. All right, we are basically done with the trunk. It's not the best thing ever, but it'll do. I did not take the corner plastics out to run anything in the corners. I also tried to avoid anything that was like a little plug, harness, the spare holder. I don't know what that black thing is. And like the seam sealer if possible. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough. For reference, I bought 2 packs of this stuff on Amazon. There's 10 in a pack. I ended up using probably maybe like 15 or 16 sheets of it. So just for reference, that's doing most of the trunk, just a tiny bit in the doors and a chunk in the rear deck. So just FYI. And those tweeter pods fit perfect with those adapters, just FYI. So really all the tweeter just turns, like screws in to the tweeter, like adapter, and then that just screws in like normal. Perfect. All right, and as promised, here is going to be that same song from prior to installing things that we played. I'm going to play it again with the new system. You guys see what you think. Obviously, it's probably not going to pick up the audio super well going from the car to the camera, but you should be able to get the idea. This is windows up inside the car. I do have the trunk open at the moment. That's pretty low audio volume. It's on 8. I'll turn it up here. Tons of bass, but still has good clarity. And we'll give you outside the car. There you go. Sounds much better. Probably still need to play with the EQ a little bit, but we'll deal with that later. Let me know what you think. All right, so that's pretty much a wrap on this audio project. We have everything back together. Interior's all back together. Trunk is all buttoned up. Got the sub in there, chilling. So that's it. Hope you guys learned something. Maybe won't make the same mistakes I did if you're doing a project like this. Like, subscribe, all that stuff all the YouTubers tell you. And we'll see you again soon.